Welcome to Banded the Encore. Good evening. I'm your host, Ashley Live. On tonight's show, we have Gamblers in the Neon and their mentor, Justin Wilson. Gamblers in the Neon just won Song of the Night with their novelty song, Something Tequila Would Say. It was catchy, fun, and nostalgic. My first guest is John Haywood, lead singer of Gamblers in the Neon. John Haywood is a singer-songwriter originally from Maryland, now based in Nashville. He seamlessly transitioned from novelist to songwriter, infusing his acoustic guitar-driven compositions with a passion for storytelling. Influenced by artists like Lucas Nelson, Colter Wall, and Brendan Cobb, John's heartfelt lyrics and soulful melodies captivate audiences. Hi, John. How are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Which of the lyrics in Something Tequila Would Say were your favorite and why?
It's got to be the opening lines, actually. Hey, girl, you up? No, I'm not drunk. I know it's over, but I'm drunk. Can I come over? And just the repetition of saying, like, I'm not drunk. And then the next line, you're like, I'm drunk. Like, to me, it's just really witty and, I don't know, kind of relatable because we all say things that we don't mean to say and kind of say stupid things when we're a little too tipsy. So I love that one.
Right. So can you talk about the importance of connecting with the audience when you perform?
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's the most important part. I got into music because I wanted to connect with people and that's what it does for you. And there's just something different about being on stage and having the band behind you as opposed to like an acoustic set. And you just want to make sure that everybody's kind of feeling the music the same way that you are. And there's just nothing like it. I mean, I feel a kind of happiness on stage with a band in particular that I don't get anywhere else in my life. And I just want to try to spread that with everybody else out in the crowd. And, I feel like that's all musicians, all songwriters, that's really what we're trying to do. So it's the most important part, hands down, is just trying to connect with people when you're up there. Yeah. I mean, a lot of that happens off stage. But again, when you get up there, I remember our first song, Shoot from the Hip. There's a part where it kind of, at the last chorus, it gets really rowdy. I put my guitar down. I remember right before that last chorus, I turned around and looked at Zach, and he had this big smile on his face. And so, I mean, you have those moments when you're on stage and you look at the other guy and you see what he's doing. And like me watching Corey, for example, just like playing those guitar solos. Like I love the guitar, and he does a hell of a job at it. And to me, it's you connect a lot when you're off stage. You have those conversations and stuff. But when you're on stage and you see those guys doing their thing, like there's a kind of bonding there that you don't get anywhere else.
Well, John, yes. John, well, that's all the time that we have this evening. But thank you so much for hanging out with us and have a great night.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
VeriJet, the best way to travel in a safe, environmentally sensitive, state-of-the-art jet aircraft. VeriJet is changing the way people in the know travel. It gets you where you want to be, based on your schedule, not the airlines. No hassle. Fly in perfect comfort, convenience, and safety. Next time you need to fly private. Check out VeriJet. It's more affordable than you may think. Everybody is talking about VeriJet.
In 15 years, you drink about 15,000 cups of coffee. So Colgate created Optic White Pro Series toothpaste with the power to remove 15 years of stains for a Pro Series smile. Colgate Optic White Pro Series.
Welcome back to Banded the Encore. I'm your host, Ashley Live, and I'm here with Isaac Velasquez, drummer of Gamblers in the Neon. Isaac Velasquez is a drummer from Venezuela who moved to Miami at 17 years old. With 16 years of experience as a musician for hire, he developed a deep love for jazz. Originally, Isaac wanted to move to Los Angeles, but then was captivated by Nashville and knew it was the ideal city to fulfill his music career. Hey Isaac, how are you this evening?
Good, Ashley. How you doing today?
How did it feel to win Song of the Night for Something Tequila Would Say?
It was pretty cool because, we worked pretty hard. Even though the song came out pretty quick, we were trying our best to get one because we didn't get any on the last two. Even though I thought they were pretty good songs too. So it was nice to get the little recognition and a really cool watch as well.
So you originally wanted to move to LA, but you ended up moving to Nashville. What do you enjoy most about living in Nashville?
Well, I wanted to move to LA because most of my musical heroes were there, at least at that time. And, I was hoping to get there and hopefully play with some of them. And, you know, life has a funny way of changing all your goals and your plans. And I ended up hearing a lot about Nashville. And then some of those guys were moving here too. And I said, well, I'll just visit. If I like it, I'll try it. I came here with my wife. She loved it. I wasn't convinced. We came the second time. And then, well, yeah, it's been 4.5 years now. And yeah, so the same things that I was hoping to do there, I'm doing here, which is you never know who you're going to play with in this town. It could be with Taylor Swift's guitar player in a downtown gig or, crazy stuff like that. Even in the jazz world, same thing. You can just be jamming on a Sunday night at Rudy's and then, some famous jazz player. I had one in mind, but I forgot his name. So if it comes back, I'll say it. George Benson. Oh my God, George Benson was there one night. So that's insane. He was just there chilling and just looking at the players, vibing. It was cool. I mean, he's a legend. I'll be honest with you. I miss Miami's like diversity amount of restaurants. So, I'm still going to different places, but I haven't found as many good places as I used to have down there.
So Miami beats Nashville with food, right?
Yeah, because you have Venezuelan, Cuban, Peruvian, Brazilian, Argentinian. So yeah, there's a lot of diversity.
That's all the time that we have for this evening. But it was so awesome chatting with you, Isaac. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
I get caught up in emotions. In my head, I got explosions. Now I'm sipping on champagne every day. Yeah. But then I just saw your face. You changed the mood. When you're walking with a smile, yes you do. You changed the mood.
This is Banded the Encore. I'm your host, Ashley Live, and my next guest is Zach May, bassist for Gamblers in the Neon. Zach May is a guitar player and bassist from Minnesota with a deep-rooted love for blues, jazz, and rock. Zach has been honing his craft for 8 years, and for the last 4 years, Zach and Eli from Silence the Static have dedicated their time and energy to creating their own original music. Thanks for hanging with us, Zach.
All right, I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, it's awesome to be here. It's really cool.
Can you talk about some of the challenges you faced when living and working with your bandmates in the house?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you put 25 people in a house with different backgrounds, different music backgrounds, different life backgrounds, of course there's going to be some difficulties there. But I feel like we made it flow very well. But, with that being said, there was disagreements and things like that. But nothing that couldn't be handled in a good nature and everything. So, yeah, I'm really glad how it went and everything. Really think everybody stepped up to the part, did it really well.
And talk to me about the relationships you had with the people in the house.
Yeah, for sure. So I definitely got close to a lot of people there. Me and my Santi, we bonded really well. So we've been doing music stuff since then with Eli as well. So we're looking to get something in the works. But just honestly, the best part was jamming with everybody. That was like the most ritualistic experience. Just late at night, 8-9 p.m. Everybody just kind of hops into the garage or wherever what we're playing at, and we just kind of sit in there. Everybody plays their own different thing. Everybody, you get a feel for everybody's different type of music. It's really cool. Definitely that would be my favorite experience.
What was one of your favorite moments in the process of creating or performing something Tequila would say, and why?
I'd say definitely the early stages, because when we had the idea for a novelty song, we just kind of wanted it to stick out a little different and be a really kind of happy, upbeat song, because we felt, the last two songs, they definitely, first song, Definitely Shoot From the Hip, had an upbeat feel, but we kind of just wanted something fun and easy and simple that everybody could kind of nod their head to. But, definitely just the beginning process of it, like, okay, so what are we going to say with this song? What are we trying to convey, before we put the chords and everything together, and just trying to think of, simple, and then once we found the idea, something Tequila would say, it was just kind of trying to add together, simple one-liners, like, that we just kind of throw out there, and it was just an hour of just sitting in a room, just being like, okay, so what would Tequila say? And that was really fun, and it was fun, yeah.
Where did all the funny one-liners come from?
I'd say Michael and John are the best at trying to get those messages across, because they, I guess you could say they have a first-hand experience in that aspect. So they kind of, and along with Justin as well, they all knew what they were talking about, definitely, and it was, it was a really cool experience to watch, though, because they were all very talented, and it was really cool.
That's great, Zach. Thanks for hanging out with us. It was great getting to know you.
Thank you. You too, Ashley. I appreciate it.
This is Banded the Encore. I'm your host, Ashley Live, and I'm here with Justin Wilson, mentor for Gamblers in the Neon. Justin Wilson is a songwriter from Georgia and has established himself as a prominent figure in the Nashville music scene, with over 20 hit singles, including Drunk Me by Mitchell Tenpenny and later on by the Swan Brothers. Justin has also written songs for Blake Shelton, Joe Nichols, and Parmalee. Hey Justin, how are ya?
I am fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Excited to see your journey on Banded.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's an honor to be here. Like I said, it's been a crazy experience. And it's been really cool. I've learned a lot about it. Know anything about this world of filming things and TV and helping bands. It's not something I've done a lot with, but it's been a lot of fun, I gotta say.
The show has been fun, and we love seeing you mentoring the band and hearing all this great music.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it. I found that, man, when I start saying yes to things a lot more often, it's a lot more interesting world out there. So, so having a good time with it.
Saying yes is so important in life because it opens you up to a whole new world of possibility. Because you can say no or yes, but yes is going to give you more of a challenge.
That's right. No, 1,000%. I suggest it. I mean, maybe not to everything, but there's a lot out there you can say yes to that won't completely harm you.
So, can you tell us about the inspiration behind some of the lyrics or musical elements in the song, Something Tequila, we
Yeah.
say?
So, man, two of the guys were talking, and they kind of had this idea, thought, kind of brewing in their brains, and I was like, ooh, that that sounds like something that Tequila would say is a great title for for our novelty song, And I just got to thinking about it and looking around in the room, and I was like, well, you've drank tequila, you've drank tequila, you've drank tequila, I've drank tequila, and I'm like, well, this should be a pretty easy way to write a song, is that sounds like something that Tequila would say, and it's got to be fun, when you hear something like that. You think immediately kind of like it's a little south of the border, a little maybe a little, it's got a little Americana to it, and then it's got, the country elements that come in. It maybe makes you think of a little bit of a Buffett thing, or something like that, and
Yeah.
so we just took off on it, and I think the guys did a great job. Some are accustomed to this style, some are not. But I think we had a lot of fun writing it. Let's put it that way. There was a lot of stories, a lot of lines that did not make the song. Let's just put it that way.
So, we need a part two. Which of the band members came up with all those great one liners?
I don't know. That might be to protect the guilty. Well, wow, for this one, there was, I think, between Corey and John and Michael, I think between those three, there was quite a few stories that kind of got tossed back and forth. And as you can tell, I'm not pointing at myself when I'm talking. It's leaving my stuff out of it. No, there were some hilarious ones. I mean, some of those cats, some of them live in Nashville, even, are from that area. So, it's a lot of same little spots that we go to, so we can kind of relate. Yeah,
So, yeah, don't go to that bar because I have some crazy things that
yeah. It's
happen
like,
there.
oh, I can't go to that one for sure.
What do you think are the elements of making a good song?
Ooh, the elements of making a great or a good song. Honestly, to start with, for me, right at the top of the list is authenticity. Um, you may not have lived every story, that or every scenario, but to be authentic is, to feel every emotion. We've all felt all the emotions, from happy to sad to hurt to love to hate to family, faith, party, you know, cross-eyed, faded, whatever. Um, and all of those emotions, you can draw on that authenticity to because that's what you're really writing about, is to get those emotions out and out for the public. And then, and then a close second would probably be, man, the idea of the song. I always try to tell the guys, that want to be that want to be songwriters. I tell them this common phrase that's called, ideas are currency. That is what our currency is in this industry, because you want to have something to write about that's got a little bit of a different take on it, a little different view, but not too crazy far off the beaten path of what your audience is. So, it all works together like a good song to me. If you hear it without any words, the music, if you listen long enough, the music will tell you kind of what that song should be about. Oh, this should be a happier song or a sadder song, and vice versa. Like when you see that sounds like something that Tequila would say. You're looking at that and you're like, okay, well, this is not going to be a sad song probably. I mean, you could probably try to write it that way, but to me, it's like, no, this is a lot more fun. It's got to be a lot lighthearted, and you want to have melodies that are catchy and that can stick in your head. along with a story that'll, put a little dimple on your face or something. I don't know.
And something Tequila would say is a great story and very funny. We all can identify with it.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I think the guys, when you see them playing it, even from the time when we started rehearsing it and writing it, because we were kind of rehearsing and writing it at the same time. So it's kind of a wild process, but just watching as it came together, the more and more it came together, the more and more fun it got, so.
Of all the songs you've written, is there one that stands out as your favorite? If so, which one and why?
Yes. Okay, I'll put it this way. So lyrically, there's a song I have called "Life Ain't Fair" that I wrote with a good friend of mine, just the two of us, and I would say lyrically that is by far my favorite song because every line in the song is true to my life or his life, and what that song means is, I'm sure that you've heard plenty of people say this. At least I know I have, and I know I've said it. But where situations go wrong, and you're like, damn it, life ain't fair, or whatever, something like that. Well, we got to thinking about that and how, if life really was fair, how really terrifying of a thought that is, for at least for me and for him. Like for me, I would probably be in prison, if not dead, at least be in prison or jail. And I probably wouldn't have any family that wanted to put up with me still, or any friends, And what the song is about is, whether it's like, the Lord or a friend or a family member or a spouse or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a good dog or whatever. So there's always something or someone that sticks with you through things when really nobody should, if life was really fair. So it's a good thing. It's a damn good thing that life ain't fair. So that would be, kind of 1A for me. And I say 1A because 1B would be probably, on the flip side of that coin, a song I wrote called "Kiss You in the Morning," which was my first #1 song. And what that song kind of did, it got me out of debt. and it let my grandparents who raised me, let them know that I was going to be okay. Cause being a songwriter is kind of a weird profession. And all my granddad wanted to know is, is he going to be able to pay his taxes, and is he going to be able to pay his bills, or whatever. And it got me out of a PT Cruiser and into a good looking truck. So that'd be 1B. So between those two, to take a pick, I guess.
I love how you picked two and said that one has great lyrical content, but one that benefited you financially.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's amazing what you can do if you just, say yes to things. Just keep on going throughout your life.
How cool is it that Bulova is a sponsor for Bandit? I heard you love them. Tell me about your relationship with the brand.
Oh, I do. It's a funny thing because it was not very long before the show, I didn't even know that I was going to be on the show or anything, and I had bought this watch right here, and I had bought it, and it was my first Bulova watch, and I love it, and actually. It actually has now. It's the only watch I wear. It's I've replaced all of my other watches with it. They're just sitting in their cases in my closet, And so when I saw it, I was like, "Ooh, that's cool. Maybe I can get a Bulova watch again." But yeah, I thought it was a cool thing. I don't know. For me, watches are a good accent mark, but it's also a great investment for people too, I think. So
a watch is such an important investment that you need to be in love with.
Yes. No, you do. You absolutely have to love it. Thank you so much for having me. And, y'all tune in to every episode because the show is getting better and better every time.
Time is what we make it. A single moment can be unforgettable. This is the power of wearing a Bulova. Make bold moves that reverberate across generations.
VariJet, the best way to travel in a safe, environmentally sensitive, state-of-the-art jet aircraft. VariJet is changing the way people in the know travel. It gets you where you want to be, based on your schedule, not the airlines. No hassle. Fly in perfect comfort, convenience, and safety. Next time you need to fly private. Check out VariJet. It's more affordable than you may think. Everybody is talking about Varijet.
You're hanging out with us on Banded the Encore. My final guest for the evening is Michael Simeon, guitarist for Gamblers in the Neon. Michael Simeon is originally from Mississippi and now based in Nashville. He's a singer, songwriter, and guitarist. With a love for all genres of music, he finds his true calling in soulful tunes that touch the heart. He was also featured on season 14 of American Idol, where he finished in the top 24. Hey, Michael, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. We're excited to have you on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Congrats on winning Song of the Night.
Thank you. All it took was a little tequila.
What about something Tequila would say do you think resonated so strongly with the judges?
The song itself, I think that it was a catchy tune. It's an interesting take on, like, we were thinking novelty song, and the way that the song idea came about. John and I went and saw John at like a local gig, and we were talking, and he said something. I don't remember. I wish I could remember what he said, but he said, that sounds like something. I said, that sounds like something Tequila would say. And he said, that sounds like a song. And so we wrote it down, like just talking. And then when it came to the novelty song week, we were talking about it. And that's what we ended up rolling with. And it just it almost wrote itself. It just sounded like something Tequila would say.
It sure does. So you made up the song title?
Yeah, John and I, yes. Just having a conversation.
Your energy and stage presence really made this song resonate with us. How do you prepare yourself mentally and physically to bring such captivating stage presence to your performances?
I don't know that I prepare for stage presence so much anymore, because I've been doing this for a really long time, singing in front of people. So I try to have fun. I feel like if you have fun with it, then the people watching you are going to have fun as well. And I think it's really obvious when you're not having fun, and so that people see that, and that's how they perceive it, that like you're not having a good time. So I feel like 90% of stage presence has to do with just repetition, like having enough at-bats, being on stage to kind of learn what works and what doesn't, and mixed in with that, just having a good time, which is what it's all about.
I agree. It's got to be a fun time.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be a party.
Having been on American Idol and now Banded, how do you feel these music competition shows have influenced your growth as an artist?
I wouldn't say that they've influenced my growth as an artist. I think that they've opened my eyes to how some of the industry works, like behind the scenes and everything. They've certainly introduced me to a lot of really cool people. And those people that I've met have influenced me, I suppose, as an artist, because you see things that you like and you think are cool, and you want to try some of it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And so I think mostly it's just taught me a lot about the industry, and it's given me forms to be seen and heard. And as a musician and a songwriter, specifically, that's all you really want, is for people to hear your truth in the way that you know how to make art. It's like it's a quote from somebody, but like an artist paints their pictures on a canvas, and musicians paint their pictures on silence. So I think that they've both given me cool platforms, and Banded has been cool because it's like a band version. It's not just me up there singing, but through the show itself isn't really the way they did it, throwing you together with guys you've never met before, isn't really a foreign concept to me, because I do that in downtown Nashville all the time. This is just the first time that I've been a rhythm guitarist and not the lead. So that was an interesting experiment for me as well.
And the first time you had a camera on you with a bunch of bandmates you just met.
Right, with people that you literally just met. Yeah.
Yes, the bands are all so incredible. And then you all meet and you got to figure it out.
Man, right. Well, like the guys, I'd never played with anybody that was in my band. And I think the only person on the show that I had played a show with was Allie Seeley. I've known her for a long time, so it was really cool whenever we met all the other contestants. I was like, Allie, you know. So, and yeah, all the bands killed it. So it was really cool to see it come together.
Yes, the bands are all so incredible. And then you meet and you got to figure it out.
Go, yeah, yeah, yeah. They were just like, here's what you're gonna do. Good luck. Some cool stuff came out of it. Living in the house was rough. A lot of people in a big house, but you know,
What was rough about it?
uh, people have different sleep schedules. It was mostly the thing. Just been up all hours of the night, or earlier in the morning than I am, or you know, vice versa. Um, there wasn't a lot of issues other than that, just you know, volume levels at certain times. But you put musicians in a house, players gonna play, you know. So whether it's drumming at 1 o'clock in the morning or playing guitar at 8 a.m., you know, everybody's different. Everybody likes playing at different times. So at least the music was good.
Lots of energy and different personalities.
Yeah, it was a cool environment. A really cool environment, and a lot of really great people too.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on Banded the Encore. I'd like to thank Gamblers in the Neon and Justin Wilson. Tune in to Banded every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on Access TV. What did you think of Something Tequila Would Say? Let us know in the comments below. Rock on and enjoy your weekend.